All right, let's talk about something that trips up pretty much everyone learning English. You're about to say something about the future and you pause. Should I say, I will do it or I'm going to do it? If that sounds familiar, you are in exactly the right place. Because you know what? It's a little tricky, but we're going to make it super, super simple.
So just look at these two sentences right here. I will learn this versus I am going to learn this. I mean, they both talk about the future, right? But they just don't feel the same. There's a little something different, a different vibe in the intention. So what's the real difference? Well, let's find out.
And hey, don't click away. I promise, this is not going to be one of those dry, boring grammar lessons you remember from school. We're going to solve this right here, right now. In just the next few minutes, you're going to totally master the future tense. Seriously, you'll know exactly which one to use without even breaking a sweat.
Okay, let's start with will, the whole world of will. To really get it, you only need to remember two words, spontaneous and subjective. That's it. Let's talk about what those really mean when we're talking about the future.
So first up, spontaneous decisions. This is all about those light bulb moments. An idea just pops into your head and you decide to do something right then and there at the exact moment you're speaking. There was no plan before this. It's a split-second, in-the-moment choice.
Here's a perfect, everyday example. Imagine you're sitting on the couch and suddenly the phone rings. You didn't plan for it, right? It just happened. And in that split second you say, I'll get it. See? That's a classic spontaneous decision. You just decided to do it, so you use will.
Now, the other big job for Will is making predictions. But, and this is a big but, these are predictions based purely on your opinion. It's not about facts, it's not about evidence you can see, it's all about what you think, what you believe, or what you feel is going to happen. Think about sports. If you say, I think our team will win the championship next year, that's just your personal belief, right? It's a hope, it's a gut feeling, you don't have a crystal ball, there's no real proof. That's a subjective prediction, and that's will territory.
All right, so we've got will for those spur-of-the-moment feelings and personal opinions. But what about when you actually have a plan? Well, that's where our other player, going to, steps in. You can pretty much think of it as the total opposite. The two keywords here are planned and evident.
The most important idea with going to is timing. The decision, the intention, it was made before you even started speaking. You've already thought about it. The plan is already there, just waiting to happen. For instance, I'm going to visit my grandparents this weekend. Think about it. You don't just magically appear at your grandparents' house, right? You probably checked your schedule, maybe you called them, you figured out how you're getting there. It's a prior plan, so you use going to. Okay, so going to is also used for predictions. And this is where the difference between it and will is crystal clear. These predictions are not based on feelings or opinions, no way. They're based on solid evidence, something you can see or hear right now.
So, you step outside, you look up at the sky, and you see these big, dark, angry-looking clouds rolling in. What do you say? You say, it's gonna rain soon. Why? Because you have evidence. You can see it with your own eyes. It's not just a random thought. It's a logical conclusion based on the present situation.
Okay, so we've looked at them one by one. Now for the main event. It's time for the showdown. Will versus going to. Let's put them side by side because this is where everything is really going to click into place for you.
Honestly, it boils down to this. On one side you have will. That's for spontaneous, in-the-moment decisions and your personal opinions. On the other side, you've got going to. That's for prior plans and predictions based on hard evidence. Spontaneous versus planned. Opinion versus evidence. That is literally the whole secret.
Let's run through a quick scenario to make this stick. Imagine you're at your desk and your stomach starts to rumble. You look over, you see an apple just sitting there. You think, I'm a bit hungry. I think I'll have an apple. Boom. You just made that decision. Spontaneous. So you use will.
Okay, now let's change that scene just a little bit. What if you're packing your gym bag for later and you put an apple in it? In that case, eating the apple is part of your plan, right? So you'd say, I'm going to have an apple before my workout. See that? Same apple, different situation. It's all about when the decision was made.
All right, let's lock all this in so it sticks with you forever. I've put together a super simple quick guide with the essential rules. Think of this as your go-to cheat sheet for the future tense.
And there you have it. It doesn't get much clearer than this. For will, think spontaneous decisions and personal opinions. For going to, think prior plans and things you know are going to happen because of evidence. Seriously, feel free to pause and take a screenshot. This is everything you need. And just like that, the mystery is solved. See? Not so bad, was it? So, my final question for you is this. Now that you know the rules, what are you going to practice first? And yeah, you heard that right. I used going to, because I'm hoping you've already made a little plan to put this into action. Thanks so much for tuning in.